Time to dig out those heavy coats, because the coldest air of the season is on its way. A major blast of Arctic air is barreling south, set to impact the Midwest, South, and Northeast. Millions will feel a dramatic temperature drop, a true taste of winter, arriving early. One day it's a light jacket, the next you'll need hats, gloves, and scarves. By midweek, cities from Chicago to Atlanta to New York will be shivering. Many regions will experience a sudden shift to winter-like conditions. This is the first major Arctic outbreak of the season, a wake-up call that winter is near. Check your heating systems and make sure your family has warm clothing. This cold front is powerful, moving fast and bringing a significant temperature plunge. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to stay inside with a hot drink. The change will be very noticeable. Don't get caught off guard. Make sure your home and car are ready for the deep freeze. The coldest air of the season is here. Are you ready? Let's break down just how cold it's going to get. Temperatures will be 10 to 15 degrees below average in many areas. Highs will struggle to get out of the 30s and 40s, even in the south. Overnight lows in the upper Midwest and Northeast will plunge into the teens, with some spots seeing single digits. Major cities along the I-95 corridor, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, will see lows in the 20s. Even Atlanta and Nashville will flirt with freezing. This widespread freeze means it's time to protect your plants and pipes. The wind will make it feel even colder, what we call wind chill. When the thermometer says 25, it could feel like 15. Layer up, base, middle, and outer layers trap heat best. Don't forget hats, gloves, and scarves. Most body heat is lost through your head and hands. This isn't your typical autumn cool down. It's a full-fledged Arctic blast. The cold will stretch from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. Be ready, check your local forecast and dress for the deep freeze. It's better to have too many layers than not enough. The key is preparation. Don't underestimate this chill. Highs in the 30s and 40s, lows in the teens and single digits for millions. This is serious cold, not just a passing chill. Make sure you and your family are ready for the plunge. Stay safe, stay warm, and keep an eye on changing conditions. The deep freeze is here. Dress accordingly. What's behind this dramatic cold? The polar vortex. The polar vortex is a large area of low pressure and frigid air that sits over the poles. Normally, a strong jet stream keeps this cold locked up in the Arctic, but sometimes, the jet stream weakens and wobbles, letting pieces of the polar vortex break off and drift south. That's what's happening now. A lobe of the polar vortex is moving into North America. Even a small piece of this Arctic air is enough to bring a major cold snap. This process is a natural part of winter weather patterns. What's unusual is how early it's happening. January-like cold in mid-November. We're skipping the gradual cool down and plunging straight into winter. Remember, the polar vortex is about short-term weather, not long-term climate. Some research suggests a wavier jet stream could mean more of these events in the future. For now, a chunk of the polar vortex is visiting, bringing a deep freeze. The result: a sudden, intense, cold snap for millions. This is a weather event, not a sign of permanent change. The main takeaway: a wobbly jet stream has let Arctic air escape south. Bundle up. This is the real deal. Where's this cold air coming from? Let's trace its journey. The frigid air mass started over the icy expanses of Greenland and the Canadian Arctic. It's been sitting over snow and ice, getting colder and drier by the day. This is what we call a continental Arctic air mass. Bone dry, intensely cold, and formed over land. As the polar vortex weakened, upper-level winds pushed this air south. It crossed the frozen Hudson Bay, then poured into the northern U.S. It's like opening a giant freezer and letting the cold rush out. The air doesn't warm much as it moves south. Short days and little sunshine keep it frigid. Cities like Chicago and Detroit are in the direct path of this Arctic invasion. The air has traveled thousands of miles, but it still feels like it just left the Arctic. This is a direct delivery of winter, not the milder, moist air we sometimes get from the Pacific. That's why temperatures will be so low and the air so crisp. When you step outside, you'll feel the cold deep in your lungs. This is a different kind of cold. Sharp, dry, and relentless. The journey of this air mass is remarkable. Straight from the Arctic to your doorstep. It's a reminder of how quickly weather can change. This is winter's calling card, delivered express. So, when you feel that chill, remember, it's traveled a long way to get here. Stay bundled up and respect the cold. With all this cold, will it snow? For some, yes. The Midwest and Appalachian mountains are most likely to see the first accumulating snow of the season. As the cold front moves through, it'll have just enough moisture to produce bands of snow. Northern Indiana, Ohio, and parts of Michigan could see a few inches, enough to coat the ground and make roads slick. The timing is perfect. The coldest air arrives as the snow falls. In the Appalachians, orographic lift will enhance snowfall in higher elevations. West Virginia, western Pennsylvania, and western Maryland could see several inches. It's a classic setup for mountain snow, beautiful but hazardous for travel. The exact location and amount of snow can be tricky to predict, so stay updated. For snow lovers, it's exciting. For travelers, it's a warning. The first snow often catches people off guard. Roads can get slippery fast. Allow extra travel time and drive carefully. We can't talk about this cold without mentioning lake effect snow. When frigid dry air passes over the still warm Great Lakes, it picks up moisture and heat. This makes the air unstable, forming clouds and heavy snow bands downwind of the lakes. These bands can be narrow but intense. One town gets buried, another sees sunshine. The snow belts on the eastern and southern shores of the Great Lakes are most at risk. Buffalo, New York, and areas east of Lake Ontario are famous for this. With this Arctic blast, conditions are perfect for significant lake effect snow. Wind direction will determine which communities get hit hardest. Snowfall rates could reach 1 to 2 inches per hour in the most intense bands. Rapid accumulations and near whiteout conditions are possible. Travel can become dangerous very quickly. If you live in or travel through the snowbelts, pay close attention to the forecast. Be prepared for sudden changes in weather and road conditions. Lake effect snow is beautiful, but it demands respect. Here's some good news. The Arctic blast will be brief. While the cold will be intense, it won't stick around long. This is a transient pattern. The cold air rushes in, then out. By the weekend, milder air will return as the jet stream shifts. The door to the Arctic will close, and warmer air from the Pacific and Gulf will move in. Temperatures will rebound to near average by early next week. Highs in the 30s will give way to 40s and 50s. Single-digit lows will be gone. This is good news for Thanksgiving travel. Conditions should improve as the holiday approaches. The return to milder weather will be a relief for many. Think of this cold snap as a short, sharp shock, a reminder that winter is coming, but not here to stay. We'll have a few very cold days and nights, then a quick warm-up. Fall often brings these back-and-forth swings in temperature. For a few days, winter wins, but autumn will make a comeback. Stay patient, stay warm, and look forward to milder days ahead. The deep freeze is temporary. Warmer weather is just around the corner. This cold blast hits during one of the busiest travel weeks of the year. Millions will be on the move for Thanksgiving, and the weather could cause major headaches. Snow and ice in the Midwest and Appalachians will make roads slick. Lake effect snow could create whiteout conditions. Even where it doesn't snow, flash freezes can create dangerous ice. If you're driving, slow down, leave extra space, and allow more travel time. Air travel may also be affected. Delays from snow, ice, and de-icing procedures are likely. Strong winds can cause turbulence and even flight cancellations. Check your flight status before heading to the airport and pack some patience. The best advice: be flexible. If possible, adjust your travel plans to avoid the worst weather. Make sure your vehicle is winter ready. Check tires, battery, and pack an emergency kit. For air travelers, sign up for airline alerts. The goal is to arrive safely, even if it takes longer. Stay informed and plan ahead for a smoother journey. The cold is coming. Here's how to stay safe. This kind of cold can be dangerous, especially for the elderly, kids, and those with health issues. Prepare your home, check your heating system, seal drafts, and let faucets drip to prevent frozen pipes. Dress in layers, wear hats, gloves, and scarves, and limit time outdoors. Take frequent breaks in a warm place if you must be outside. Watch for signs of frostbite and hypothermia. These can happen quickly. Look out for neighbors who might need help. Don't forget pets. Bring them indoors or provide warm shelter and unfrozen water. A little preparation goes a long way in an Arctic blast. Stay informed with the latest forecasts. Make sure your family and home are ready for the deep freeze. By taking these steps, we can all get through this cold snap safely. Stay warm, stay safe, and help others do the same. The cold won't last, but preparation is key. Winter's first blast is here. Let's face it together.